To finalize, hyperlinks. Now you're asking yourself, Luis, what are hyperlinks? Hyperlinks are just things that you can click on and they take you somewhere else, right? Like it could be a website, it could be a picture, it could, right? It's just one of those things. It links things. Ha! It creates a link between what you're clicking and the website. Easy, duh. So now let me show you how to make a hyperlink for an outside URL. Now we're going to talk about hyperlinks. I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can use them, and I'm actually going to teach you how to do them. Look, the first way is to add a link to an external source, an external link. In this case, it would be, I don't know, google.com. That's what I left here. So if you click on it, it's going to actually open. All right, let me show you how to add a link to an external link. You're going to double tap on the icon, otherwise sometimes you're not going to get the right command, so double tap on it, right click, and you're going to go link. And then here, you're going to go and add the URL, so HTTP. If you don't do the HTTP part, it's not going to work, okay? And then you just go, okay, and that is done. Now if you just hover over it, you're going to be able to see, click, and follow. Now, you could use those to take them to a website. If you're going to do that, don't just put the link there and like have the person click the link. Put like a click here button. It's a lot cooler now that you know how to do it. Now, the other thing that you can do with hyperlinks is to link within your own presentation, is to create links between, let's say, your first slide and your 10th slide. You may be asking, why would I ever do that? Here's why. Let's say you have a clicker. By the way, don't ever, at your presentation, don't ever like keep pressing the clicker to the, like, next slide. Don't do that. Just do it like down here. Don't like, point as if you were 1950 something trying to figure out televisions. But going back to the hyperlink within the presentation. With a clicker, let's say you start your presentation with title and then the outline, sort of like what's going to happen, right? That second slide. Instead of just having words, you would have icons of what is happening. So intro, problem, ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da. What you can do, you can create a link between one of those icons and where that section starts. And then at the end of that section, you would create a button to go back to this initial stage. So you're like, all right, so we just finished this section, this portion, this chapter. Now let's move on to the next one. And then you click, you point and click on the next icon, which is the next hyperlink. If you got confused, I'm gonna show you how to do it and how it works. The next thing you can do is to create links for your own slides. So you're gonna be able to move between your slides without actually having to press forward, backward, or whatever your arrow keys. So this is what you do. This that I just created actually is a link to one of our slides that you've already watched about images, okay? Let's go there. And it starts over here. So you could go, you start presenting, and you go from there, okay? Now let me go back. And continuing, you could also have something for your introduction, like this. But let me go there, there's something there I want to show you. In the introduction, I actually created a link, a hyperlink with this icon that will take me back to the slide that we were just in. Look, you see, now we're back to that one. So this one takes us to a slide in our presentation. This one takes us to an external link, and this one also takes us to a slide, but I made sure to add something that would bring us back to this one, okay? This can be very, very useful if you're using a clicker and if you're using a point and click type of thing, because you could just point at this and from far away, you could just hit OK and you would go to that one. You don't have to keep pressing next or any version of that. Now let's do with this one. This is what we do. Click on the image, link, place in this document, and now here you're gonna find where you want to go about images. So it's slide 6 and you do OK. And from now on,
this slide 6 is going to be fine. I did the same thing over here, it just went to slide 4. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to slide 4 and we're going to see what I did over here, okay? Let me press ask. It's the same exact thing, it's just adding a link to slide 37. You see? If I remove link, let me add with you, so link, and slide 37, and we are good to go. Present, click. That's how you can use hyperlinks. I assure you, not a lot of people do this, and if you do it in the right way and you find a good moment to use it, it's going to add a lot to your presentation.
Now that makes sense and you can fully use hyperlinks as well, I want you to know that it's not always that you want to use those. I only use those a few times, and you have to make sure your pointer is working. And sometimes people don't have clickers or whatever, something could happen. Again, if you want to make sure, if you really want to make sure that nothing crashes, you might want to consider whether you want to use this or not. But again, it is a cool feature. And talking about clickers, this leads me to my next video.